Now let me bring in our next guest. It's Ulrich Brueckner. He's a professor of European Studies at Stanford University in Berlin. He joins us now to discuss this further. Really good to see you, Ulrich. We often talk about the rise of the far-right parties in this election, but does that really reflect people's political ideologies as well, or are people just voting this way because they're dissatisfied and just want to change?
Well, first of all, sorry for my casual outfit, because I'm not only a political analyst at the moment, I'm also an activist, and it says, use your vote. We talked about the low voter turnout, and at least in Germany, it seems as if the voter turnout will be high, like in comparison with previous European parliamentary elections, maybe not as high as on the national elections, but it also shows a high awareness that this move to the right is something that people take seriously and they are worrying about it. But we have to put things in context. On the one hand, there is a prediction that there will be more votes given to right-wing parties. On the other hand, the political spectrum in the past has shifted to the left and to the center. We became more cosmopolitan, and that makes a big difference in what countries we are comparing with. So yes, within the political spectrum, there is a swing to the right, while in general, there is much more pluralism and open society, and the composition of societies have changed a lot, at least in Central and Western European countries. That might be a little different in the East, but Europe has always been a very different, complex mishmash of different political opinions, and that's also reflected in the elections.
But does it reflect what people actually think? I mean, you're in Germany. One of the parties that we've seen come to prominence lately there is the AfD, Alternative for Deutschland. Is it what people really think? Do they want that kind of policies? Or are they just dissatisfied with what politicians like Scholz and these other guys have been able to produce so far?
Exactly. So what is predicted is maybe a support of 15% of the electorate for a right-wing party. 15% is not a landslide victory. It's 15% too many. But within the 15%, you have a lot of protest voters, people who don't feel represented by the establishment, those who are just angry and don't fully understand what this is all about. There has been a lot of misinformation, and this is also due to developments on social media and fake news, and also what artificial intelligence is doing to manipulate people's opinion. So this altogether sums up to 15%. It looks more concerning in other countries, but at least in the country that I'm least ignorant about, it's not the end of the world, and we have to put things in context.
Professor, I think your image just turned sideways there so we could actually see your T-shirt a bit better. It said, "Nutze your vote," use your vote. Of course, as we talked about, people in the European Union countries, only about half of them actually do go to vote. But when you're out as an activist telling people to go and vote, do they listen to you? And do they think that it's okay, yeah, sure, I'm going to go and vote? Or is it like we heard one of these other persons just a minute ago? He said, the European Union is just bossing us around. We don't want anything to do with the European Union.
No, we have a very strong pro-European feeling in the German public. Everyone in Germany understands that the great success story of an export-based economy wouldn't be possible without being part of something bigger. So we certainly punch above our weight in practically everything that has a global dimension. So there are people who are now misinformed that if Germany would reintroduce its currency, or if the European Union would be dismantled, Germany would be better off. But we only have to look at Britain to see how terrible the consequences of leaving an organization that provided so many positive developments, first and foremost peace, stability, and freedom, that it's only a very small number of people who don't understand how great it is to be part of the European Union.
All right, Professor Brueckner, really good to talk to you here on TRT World, and we wish you all the best with your campaign there to get people to actually do go out and cast their votes.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me. Bye-bye.